This is the new Mercedes CLS. So this is the kind of car that you're probably going to be interested in if you would like something like a Mercedes E-Class saloon, but you see it as being a little bit too sensible and boring. But the Mercedes E-Class Coupé is just that little bit too impractical for you with its no rear doors. This though, you have that coupé swooping roofline, but you also have some, look, some handy rear doors there. Obviously style and practicality, they come at a price. So this car actually starts from £58,000, but through carwow you can save almost £7,000 on one on average. Now if you want to see how much you can save on this car, or any car for that matter, click on the top right hand corner of the screen on the pop out banner or on the link below the video to go to carwow.com. So this car's trying to do everything. It's trying to do style, it's trying to do practicality, and obviously the rear doors are key. But look, here's the style bit. You have frameless windows, like on a normal coupe. Just put these down so you can actually see inside. But what's it like in the back? Well, enter with me. It's actually all right to get in because those rear doors are pretty large. Once you're here, you think, oh yeah, knee room's good enough, foot room's fine. Then you lean back and you realise, yeah, that be the price of the sloping roof line. Even my head is touching it, and I'm very average in height. I'm, 179 centimetres. Also, because it's a coupe-like design, the rear windows are quite small, and all I'm seeing from eye line is this pillar here. So it does feel a bit cramped in the back, even though legroom, like I say, is really good. If you need to carry three at once, oh dear, you ain't gonna like that much, because this middle seat, it's an occasional solution. You can carry three in the back at once if you want to, though this middle seat, like I've just shown you, isn't great. It's quite narrow and not that comfy either. If I pull this down, you've got this armrest and there's some bizarre storage under here. You can actually have through loading though. So if you wanted to do a ski trip, you can have people skis or snowboards through there, and people either side, as long as they're short in the body, of course, as we've just established. Now, there's some other things I've noticed in here. It's this, look, this area, that just looks cheap and horrible, but there are some charging points there. There's a USB and a 12-volt socket, but yeah, that's not particularly nice, which is a shame because the rest of this rear is pretty well trimmed. Now let's carry on with the practicality at the boot. So, yeah, I like the way you open it by flipping up the badge. Now the capacity is ever so slightly smaller than that you get with the Audi A7, but it doesn't matter because it's still quite large. The biggest difference though is that this car has a saloon boot, whereas the Audi has a lift back tailgate, a hatchback, so it is a bit more practical and easier to load larger items, though it's not too much of a hardship. This is more like a saloon car. And there is some added practicality, like if I pull these levers, I can fold down the rear seats, just push those through. It's quite a distance back there. Also, you've got some nets just here, some tie down points. There's a hook here. Look, you can hang your shopping off that. And underneath here, you have some extra space because there's no spare wheel on this car. And Mercedes classic, I love this, the classic shopping basket there, which is collapsible. And there's a neat little space for it just under there. Now, if you want more detail on this car's practicality, click on the pop-out banner on the link below the video. To watch my detailed practicality video, you'll be able to see just how much stuff you can cram into this car's boot, how easy it is to fit a child seat, and what it's like with three adults in the back. Now, let's continue with the practicality theme inside the car. So, Mercedes has created quite a lot of storage spaces in this vehicle. I mean, look at this, right? So the door bins can hold not one, but two large bottles. There they are. You've got some more space under here, it's quite deep, and there's various charging ports in there as well. There's more space under here. Look, you've got two cup holders. There's a wireless charging pad there for your mobile phone and another USB there. And of course, the glove box is a reasonable size. There's also, look, place for your sunglasses there, just near the SOS button, which comes as standard on this car. In fact, equipment levels are very good. There's only one trim available in the UK, and that's AMG line. And it gets pretty much everything you need, such as 19-inch alloy wheels, you get leather interior, you also get all-round parking sensors and a reversing camera, and these two huge digital screens. Now that brings me on to the infotainment system, so I can operate it through the central system here, using the usual Mercedes way with this swivel wheel, this touchpad, and actually the system's a lot better than in older Mercedes. It's pretty blooming good. You can easily navigate through all the different functions, go through radio, go to navigation, all simple. And if I want, I can actually control things here through these steering wheel controls, and I can control this screen using this side or this screen using this side touch control, and there's loads of different features. I can change the look of the dials. It's all very good and pretty easy to use. Now, for more information on what this system is like to use, click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen, or on the link below the video to watch my detailed infotainment video review. Now, I should point out this car has something called the Premium Plus package. It's just over £3,500, and it includes an upgraded satellite navigation system, which includes online services. So you basically got internet connectivity within the car for various different reasons. That package also includes the Burmester Hi-Fi, which sounds awesome. You also get electrically operated memory seats, and look, you get an electrically operated steering column, and really in a Mercedes you shouldn't have to do things manually. The Premium Plus package also includes this, look, a sunroof, though it's not exactly the largest. I must say I do like the interior design of this car almost as much as I like the exterior, which is just sleek and beautiful. Once again, it's swooping here on the inside. I like the turbine effect of those air vents. I like this trim as well here. I think it's wood, I'm not entirely sure, but it looks and feels quite nice, and so do the rest of the materials in general, apart from that bit in the back I showed you earlier. So this car that I've got here with a diesel engine, it costs from, well, £64,000. However, I plugged the details into CarWow and I got an offer back for £57,000, so saving of around £7,000. Now then, it's time for the CarWow 5 annoying things about this car. There are only two standard paint colours on the CLS, black and white. Everything else is a cost option. This grey, for instance, is £700. This is a really cool looking car, but this little Mercedes logo here is a touch naff, and when you're driving, it's forever in your eye line. I really hate the way that Mercedes uses these fake exhaust tips on its diesel cars. I mean, it's completely unnecessary, and I'll show you they're fake now by using the CarWow stick of truth. So there's a stick. Yeah, look, it doesn't go anywhere, just it's all blanked off. So there's your truth. This car has a slightly offset driving position, and I'll illustrate it now with another CarWow stick of truth. It's just a thicker, different variety stick of truth. So if I place this on the center of my chest and put it in front of me, you'll see that it isn't in the center of the three-pointed star, and that can make you feel a little bit twisted behind the wheel. The new straight six diesel engine in this car is very smooth when you're driving it, but when it's just at idle, ticking over, it sounds a bit like a van. Actually, can you turn the van off? You see what I mean? It's not all negative though. Here's 5 good things about this car. According to this equipment list for this particular car, it is fitted with the optional energising comfort control. So this systematically uses the functions of the climate control system, including fragrancing, that's what this is, some kind of perfume called Freeside Mood. It combines it with the heated seats as well as lighting and musical atmospheres, allowing a specific wellness setup tailored to the mood and need of the customer. As a result, well-being and performance levels are enhanced. Well, all that's missing is well song and some mindfulness. The LED headlights on this car are as bright as the law allows. The high beam produces the same amount of light per square metre as a candle at a distance of 650 metres, which is really quite impressive. The car's reversing camera is neatly hidden under the Mercedes badge. It pops out when you put the car into reverse, and then when you drive off, it disappears again so it doesn't get covered in road grime. The interior ambient lighting is linked to the car's climate control system, and the lighting round the vents actually changes colour as you change the temperature. So as I make it warmer, it goes red to indicate that, and then if you make it colder, it of course goes blue. Then eventually it will go back to the colour that you chose from the 64 different options, and I've gone for green, which is number 47. With the Park Pilot system, you can use an app on your mobile phone to remote park the car either in or out of a bay to make it easy to get in or out. Now, I actually don't have the app on my phone, but then I don't need it because I have staff to do the hard work for me. You know, I said this engine was noisy when it's just idling. Well, actually, when you're driving, it's really, really quiet. In fact, it's one of the quietest, smoothest diesels I've ever driven. It's also the most powerful diesel Mercedes has ever fitted to one of its cars. So it's got 340 horsepower and can do 0 to 60 in just 5 seconds. So you put your foot down and it's just relentless thrust. That is really, really quick. The economy is really good as well. So Mercedes says, well, it'll do 48 miles per gallon. No, I'm getting 38, almost 39, which is actually not bad considering how quick it is. Now you can get a less powerful version of this 3-litre straight 6 diesel, and you can also get a 3-litre turbocharged petrol engine as well, but I think this is the engine to go for. In terms of the rest of the driving experience, it's pretty lovely. So the 9-speed automatic gearbox is really smooth and it's responsive, and you can change the gears yourself if you want using the paddles. It's comfy as well, but that's because this one has the optional air suspension which just floats over bumps. The standard suspension isn't quite as good, it can fidget a bit at low speeds. I reckon it's worth the upgrade. One thing that does surprise me about this car is, well, it is quiet, but it doesn't seem quite as quiet when you're travelling at speed as an Audi A7. You just get a bit more noise from the tyres and some wind whistle from around here, which is odd really because it's a very sleek aerodynamic shape. Thankfully though, it doesn't really impair the visibility, so yeah, this does sweep up this pillar here, but doesn't create much of a blind spot, and you can get a decent view out the back window, so it's actually not too bad to manoeuvre this car in town. As for the handling, well, yeah, you get 4-wheel drive as standard on all models, so you've got plenty of grip. But you've got to remember, this is still a big car. It may look sporty, but it doesn't feel the most sporty to drive. It's more of a relaxed cruiser. Still, I do like the steering. It feels precise, and you can feel what the front wheels are doing, unlike in the Audi A7. Oh, and if you want to, you can put it into sports mode, and that will stiffen up the suspension, which means it doesn't lean so much in corners, though you do notice the bumps a bit more in the road then, though. It's all about trade-offs, this is. All about trade-offs. If you want more information on this car, or to see how much you can save on one, or any car for that matter, click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen, or on the link below the video to go to carwow.com. So then, what's my final verdict on the Mercedes CLS? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should consider it. If you want looks, get an E-Class coupe. If you want comfort, get the E-Class saloon. Yeah, so there you go. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it. Click on our logo to subscribe to this channel, on the video window for more content, and on the deals box to go to carwow.com to see how much you can save on a new car. Now, did you spot the Easter egg in this video? It was a picture of the old CLS on the phone in the car's cubby.